Hello everyone. I hope you are having a great day today. I wanted to take a minute to film a video on wrist health. With the plank challenges we have going on and the handstand goals that I personally have, you see me doing a lot of routines where our weight is in our hands. And when that happens, our wrists get a lot of work. So with routines like planks, like handstand drills, like body weight arm routines, things along those lines, it's really important to warm up our wrists first. So this video is just a quick wrist warm up that we can do before we do our plank challenges or any routines where our weight is going to be in our hands. So to start with, we are going to open and close our hands in a fist and squeeze that fist. Squeeze your fist, shoot your fingers out. Squeeze your fist, shoot your fingers out. We're gonna pick up the speed, bring our arms out to a T. Make sure you're really squeezing that fist and really pushing those fingers out while we raise our arms up to the sky. And let's bring it back down to a T. Your hands should start to feel a little bit of warmth. Now, what I want you to do is like we're flicking water off of our fingers. Really put a lot of movement into that wrist. Go from all of your fingers being pressed together to flicking them apart like you're flicking something off of your fingers. We're going to do the same thing. Pick up the speed, arms out to a T, bring them all the way up to the sky. Keep flicking and down to straight. You should feel a little warmth in your wrists now. So now what I want you to do is take your hands and we're just going to bend our fingers back just slightly. We're going to wake up our forearms here. Opposite side. Then we're going to do the same thing, but now with some weight in our hands. So go ahead and on your mat, switch over to a tabletop position. In that tabletop position, I want your hands underneath your shoulders, shoulders distance apart. So our weight is directly from the shoulder over our wrist. From here, in tabletop, I want you to move your knees a little closer to your wrists. Push some weight into your wrists and bring it back. We're just going to warm up our wrists, let them feel a little pressure of our body, not the full weight of our body as of yet. Push forward. Make sure your elbows are facing your body. Make sure you're keeping your arms straight. Now we're going to do the same thing, but move our hands so our fingers are facing our body. Again, we want our hands directly underneath our shoulders, shoulders distance apart, fingers facing our knees. Now we're going to come back slightly, bring it up, back slightly, and only go as far back as you start to feel stretch in your forearms. I don't want you to injure yourself at all here. This is just to warm them up, just to feel some stretch. Now on this next one, I want you to just pulse back and forth a few times and bring it up. Let's go again. Pulse back a few times. Your wrist should be starting to be nice and awake now. Again, your elbows are facing your body. Your arms are nice and straight. We'll go one more time. And we're going to do the same thing, but now instead of our hands being our palms on the mat, the tops of our hands are going to be on the mat. With this, bring your knees up close. I want your weight in your knees and in the base of your body because our hands are pretty sensitive when they're in this position. I only want you to put a little bit of weight just to stretch out those wrists and warm them up. So same thing, our hands are right beneath our shoulder blades, shoulders distance apart. Our fingers are facing our knees, but now the backs of our palms are on the mat. Rotate your wrists so they're facing, rotate your elbows so they're facing your body, and keep your arms straight. From here, slowly bring the weight back to start to feel a stretch in your wrists. This is a very, very small movement here. You don't need a lot of movement to feel the stretch in your wrists. Again, listen to your body. Only go as far as your body says it is okay. Alright, now bring a little bit of weight up. I want you to start opening and closing your hands. We're going to do this just a few times. Again, keep those elbows facing your body. Keep your arms nice and straight. Give yourself a little bit of a core workout here and make sure your core is nice and tight as well. And let's bring our weight up. Circle our wrists just a little bit. And same thing with our backs of our hands against the mat, but now our fingers facing away from us. Most of the weight in our legs. Palms facing towards your face. Fingers spread nice and wide underneath your shoulders. We're now just going to pace back and forth. Arms straight, elbows facing our body, just to where you feel the stretch in your wrists. While we're pulsing back and forth, go ahead and open and close those hands. And let's bring our weight up out of our body. Now we are going to go back to tabletop, traditional tabletop. So bring your knees back underneath your hips. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And we are going to do wrist push-ups. So from here, we are going to lift our palms off of the mat. I don't want your whole entire hand to come off the mat. Keep your fingers on the mat. Just lift up your palms. While I'm doing this, another thing to note when we're in our plank position is we are always pushing away from the mat. Tabletop looks like this regularly. For plank, we're pushing almost like we're hollowing out our stomach, hollowing out our chest, and pushing our body away from the mat. Always pushing the weight from our shoulders. Every time we're in plank, bear plank like this, coming out, or full plank with your feet out. Instead of like this, we are pushed up and pushing away from the mat, keeping that core nice and tight. So now that we have our wrists nice and warmed up, you can shake them out a little bit if you'd like. Give them some circles, rotate back and forth through the direction of your circle. And voila, you are ready to do your plank challenge, your handstand prep, anything that deals with you putting weight in your hands. Your wrists are now nice and awake and ready for the pressure of the weight of your body.